I have a question for you guys. It's a simple question. All the question is did you enjoy the Black Ops Cold War campaign? Did you like it? Did you have fun with it? Yes? No? Like the characters? Didn't like the characters? Did you like the campaign? Well, if you said yes, you're like me. I enjoyed the campaign. I thought it was a good game. But as I played the campaign, I slowly started to realize that this seemed incredibly familiar. And you may be wondering what exactly I mean by that. I'm like, I've played this campaign before. This story is not new whatsoever. And the more that I played the game and further that I got into the story, I realized this game has the exact same story as Black Ops 1. Yeah, the characters are different, the locations are different, but as far as the story's plot goes, if you put it on a storyboard, this is the exact same story as Black Ops 1 with one change. It's reversed. And you'll see what I mean as we go through this video. But this game, Black Ops Cold War, I promise you, the story is identical to Black Ops 1. And that is what this video is all about. And to prove it, what I'm going to do is put the games side by side, mission by mission, and explain to you how these games are the exact same. You're going to have to put a few things aside like locations and names, but I promise you, you'll see what I mean by the end of this video. So, without further ado, let's start it off at the very beginning of both campaigns. Black Ops 1 begins with the lighting of a Zippo, and all of a sudden you are inside of a bar in Cuba hunting down Fidel Castro. Black Ops Cold War begins with the lighting of a Zippo, all of a sudden you are inside of a bar, and this time you are hunting down Perseus Associates. By the end of the first mission in Black Ops 1, you thought you assassinated Fidel Castro, rather it was an imposter, but by the time you get to the end of the mission, you need to escape on an airstrip. Yeah, that is right, an airstrip. On this airstrip, Woods is able to escape. However, Mason ends up sacrificing himself so that his friends can escape, and he ends up being taken captive. In Black Ops Cold War, you once again end up on an airstrip. This time, as you track down Arash Kadivar, you end up catching him, stopping the plane. However, this time you don't get captured. However, later on in the campaign, we find out as you look for survivors on the airstrip, you find a Russian agent who we'll call Bell, shot in a Jeep, and you end up taking him captive. So again, on an airstrip, taking a captive. Mission number 2, we'll call this the brainwashing mission. In this mission in Black Ops 1, it takes place in Vorkuta prison alongside Viktor Reznov. At this time, you don't know, but later in the game you find out that you have been brainwashed by Kravchenko, Dragovich, Steiner, and what they did is put memories inside of your head so that you would become a Russian sleeper agent. Mission number 2 in Black Ops Cold War, we will also call this the brainwashing mission. This is the mission where you go to Vietnam. As we find out later in the game, this is not your memories, but rather Russell Adler's memories, and you are being brainwashed by the US and Russell Adler to make it so that you are an agent for the USA, or for the CIA specifically. Oh, I almost forgot. We have to talk about the presidential missions, because in Black Ops 1, as Mason, you go to the Pentagon to speak to JFK to discuss what is currently going on with the world situation and how you need to stop it.
We are in grave danger from the communists. Our freedom, our very way of life is at risk.
And Black Ops Cold War has the exact same thing, but this time with Ronald Reagan.
And while few people will know of your struggles, rest assured, the entire free world will benefit. I know you won't fail us.
Then we get to the middle parts of the campaign, and this is where things kind of differ up a little bit, but the main component of the story is actually the exact same. So in Black Ops 1, the middle of the story is to find the Russian defector, to figure out what the numbers mean, and to be able to stop the launch of Nova 6 gas from the Rusalka. In this time, you are looking for the Russian defector, who you assume is Viktor Reznov. At other times, you think it's a different character, but by the very end, you end up finding out that the only person that can solve this problem is none other than Alex Mason. As far as Black Ops Cold War goes, what we find out here is we are looking for Perseus sleeper agents. These are agents inside of the KGB, inside of the CIA, who are working for Perseus. You are trying to hunt down these Russian agents and find clues that will eventually lead you to Perseus to stop them from launching nuclear missiles at Europe. So in both games, you have these hunt for Russian sleeper agents so that you can stop the launch of missiles and stop the death of millions of people. So then we have the climax of both games, and in both games that climax is the death of a doctor. In Black Ops 1, it's the death of Dr. Frederick Steiner. At this time, this twist is way cooler because Alex Mason is actually the one that kills Steiner, thinking that he is Viktor Reznov.
And I will have my revenge! Mason, no!
I'm fine. Check Steiner.
He's dead.
What about Reznov, the defector? We need to find him.
We won't. He was never here.
Black Ops Cold Wars is a little bit less cool. In the mission End of the Line, you go to Cuba, just like the beginning of Black Ops 1, and go inside of a building where you end up finding a doctor by the name of Theodore Hastings. Before you can get to him, Perseus actually arrives and shoots the doctor and kills him. In both games, these doctors were the only ones that were able to stop the launch of the missiles. After this, desperate times call for desperate measures, so this is when, in Black Ops 1, Hudson and Weaver reveal that they have been the ones the entire time interrogating you.
You want to die with him? Your choice.
Damn it! Why can't you remember?
In Black Ops Cold War, you are then strapped down to a gurney, just like Mason was strapped down to a chair in Black Ops 1, and you find out that this entire time, Adler, one of your closest associates, has been the one trying to get information out of you about the location of Perseus and what his plans are.
No more half-assing it. We're doing an intracerebral injection.
Injecting directly into the brain could provoke seizures, or worse.
Damn. Through the eye socket. You sure about this, Doc?
The next thing that we have here is the CIA safe house trip out, as I like to call it. So in Black Ops 1, Mason gets free and he trips out all the way down the CIA safe house before having his sudden realization of what happened, and then all of a sudden he has a vision of all of the bad guys surrounding him at the very end.
I remember! Yeah! Bakuna!
The subject has been successfully implanted with the knowledge to translate the number sequences.
So, what is the problem?
In Black Ops Cold War, you have just been injected with MK Ultra and you're having this vision in Vietnam. However, you end up back inside of the CIA safe house for your CIA safe house trip out, and by the very end of it, you have the exact same sort of memory where you are again surrounded by all of the bad guys and you get the exact piece of information that you need.
Comrades, the United States and its allies slowly consume that which is dear to us. Our leaders continue to weaken under this threat.
Then finally you have the reveal and explanation, who is done by the exact same person that has been interrogating you. So in the case of Black Ops 1, that would be by Hudson. He explains the whole thing to you, and then you go, okay, I'm gonna help you out now.
All must die. Dragovich brainwashed you, but Reznov had plans of his own.
Mason.
Reznov, how'd you get out of Bakuna? Never thought I'd see you alive.
He was never in Vietnam. The real defector with the Nova 6 dossier died during the attack on the MAC-V. He was never in the rat tunnels.
In Black Ops Cold War, it's more of the same thing. This time you wake up from your trip and all of your buddies, or so-called buddies, including Adler, who were interrogating you, explain the whole thing to you. And you have the same sort of flashback scenes as Black Ops 1, but this time you're in the vehicle.
We gave you a second chance when you were shit out of luck. Now, we just want some assistance in return.
Bell, you were one of Perseus's agents. His associate, Arash Kardavar, turned on you at the airstrip in Turkey. Left you for dead.
competition. We were there. We found you after everything went down.
Now, I will give a little bit of credit here because there is one difference with Black Ops 1. When you finally go and figure out where the Rusalka is, which is where they are launching the Nova 6 from, and you go and stop Dragovich, you actually finish him off. You kill him and he is dead. Then you stop the missile launch and you have your America moment at the very end of the game.
We won.
For now.
Yeah, I didn't edit that music in. That was actually in the game. Now, in the Cold War side of things, you realize Solovetsky is where they are planning on detonating the nukes from, so you go there to try to stop Perseus. Now, in Cold War, you don't kill any of the bad guys. All you do at the very end is destroy their anti-air system so you can bomb the area and stop the launch of the nukes. And yes, there is an America moment at the very end.
Danger close. Bell, we gotta go, now! Take my hand, Bell. We did it. This is a message to Perseus, and those that'll follow him. We don't just sit back and hope for the best. We'll make the best happen. This is how wars are won, Bell.
We won.
For now.
Okay. That time I put the music in. So there it is. We've gone through the entire story talking about the similarities, and there is a lot. From the beginning of the game starting off with the lighting of a Zippo to the end of the game finishing off with the sudden realization that you have been brainwashed. There is a lot of similarities here. But at the beginning of the video, I said that it's backwards. And what I mean by that is that in this game, Black Ops Cold War, you are the Americans and you abduct a Russian and brainwash him. In Black Ops 1, you were playing as an American and you got brainwashed and were brainwashed by the Russians. It's literally completely backwards. And I don't know if they did this on purpose, but it kind of lends to the question of who really are the bad guys. Is it the people doing the brainwashing, or is it the people considering the greater good? And I don't know if they did that on purpose or whether they just really quickly needed a script for their game. So we're like, Black Ops 1, people loved Black Ops 1, we're doing it again. I don't know, but the similarities are there, and at this point, I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think they did this on purpose to create some bigger meaning, or do you think this was just being lazy? Let me know what you think down in the comments. To me, the similarities are there. You can totally disagree and say they're completely different games, but I would love to hear what you have to say. Also, if you enjoyed this video, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and until next time, peace out.